I'm Deanna Dewberry.
I'm Brett Davidson. Last hour, we told you how that homeowner had a fire at his house just before Christmas. He says without his permission, the company that boarded up his home after the fire was out took $30,000 worth of his property and put it in the company's storage. Now in a story new at 6, Berkeley Breen is finding out what rights you have as a homeowner. Burke?
And Brett, the company that boarded up that house is charging the homeowner's insurance company thousands of dollars before they will release the property. I can tell you tonight, what happened to this homeowner does not have to happen to you.
Fire started back in this area.
The fire started in John Morrissey's basement. The smoke filled the house. Brighton firefighters broke out 2 windows to let the smoke out. John Morrissey says the enclosure company, which has a contract with the town of Brighton, boarded up his windows and door before he got home. And you did not ask for that to be done?
Never. No, it was already done when I arrived.
It gets better. 1 month after Morrissey says he asked the enclosure company to do an inventory of his property with his insurance company, Morrissey says the enclosure company boxed it up and took it to its own storage place.
Correct.
Did you ask them to do that?
No, I just came home from work. Everything was boxed up formally, and next I knew it was gone.
This is not the way the system needs to work. I reached the fire marshal for the town of Gates. Gates contracts with a different enclosure company. Walk me through what happens when a homeowner meets one of those enclosure companies.
After the fire's under control and the fire chief and I have a conversation, I bring the agencies up that are there for board up, and I introduce them to the homeowner.
Is the homeowner advised that he or she does not have to use the company that's there, that they can do it themselves or use the company that their insurance company prefers?
In the town of Gates, yes, they are advised of that. We give them the options.
John Morrissey says he was given no options. The enclosure company is called Emergency Enclosure. It has a contract to be the primary enclosure company for the towns of Brighton and Greece. It's been in business for 31 years. I'm looking for Rob Faulkner, please. For 2 days, I've called the owner. Last night and again today, he told me on the phone that he has no comment because of confidentiality reasons. He insisted to me that he had permission to take John Morrissey's property, but he wouldn't show me a signed contract. How is it that things are done to your house and your property without you asking for them to be done?
Well, that's the concern. I think part of what he's banking on is that the insurance company is going to pay this, not me. So how mad can I be about it?
Again, mad enough to call me, especially after 10 months of this issue. The owner of Emergency Enclosures told me that he is trying to resolve this problem, but that requires John Morrissey's insurance company to dole out $13,000 just to get that property released. Remember, you do not have to use any enclosure company, even if it has a contract with your town. But your town code says if you can't live in your house, it has to be secured. But the bottom line is, you decide who does that work for you. Berkeley Breen, News 10, NBC.
Burke, thank you. We have a follow-up now on a Rochester man fighting for his life after he was found on a 490 ramp with serious head injuries. State police believe no one was with 24-year-old Tabari Goins the night he got hurt. Investigators got surveillance video showing him leaving his home on Scranton Street early Sunday morning, then walking through downtown Rochester alone. Troopers say he climbed onto the back of a milk truck at a stoplight, and the 911 call came in minutes after the truck turned onto 490 West from Brown Street.
During our investigation, it's our belief that his injuries were caused from either falling from this milk truck or an accidental either falling or jumping from the milk truck. We do not believe his injuries were caused by any criminal act at this time.
State police say Goins is on life support at Strong Hospital.
We now know the name of the Canandaigua police officer involved in the deadly shooting of a state parole officer 2 weeks ago. City officials identified him as Sergeant Scott Cadian. Cadian has been with the Canandaigua Police Department for more than 15 years. On October 4th, police say 48-year-old Sandra Guardiola was shot and killed after police responded to the Pinnacle North apartments to check her welfare. New today, state police say Guardiola fired first before she was shot. Cadian is on administrative duties pending an investigation.
Looters took advantage of a big hole left behind after someone backed an SUV onto the side of a locally owned pharmacy in Rochester. News 10 NBC investigative reporter Jennifer Lukey spoke with the owner. She joins us live from Jefferson Avenue tonight. Jen?
Well, Deanna, this is really a sad story. I mean, this local business owner has this kind of damage done to his shop. That's bad enough. But then someone also took the opportunity, while there was a big hole in the side of the building, to go inside and help themselves to medications that they found. So it's quite a disturbing situation. This is surveillance video from a market in the same building. Two men walk from across the street and get into this white SUV. If you look closely, you can see the driver struggling with someone who has approached his door. A few seconds go by and someone else approaches the passenger side of the vehicle and opens the door. That's when the driver backs up. He's out of frame when the SUV hits the pharmacy, but then speeds back through it to get away. Mansar Mohammed lives across the street. He called 911.
I waited for 10 minutes, nobody showed up. And I called back again. I said, people are tampering with the evidence here and you need to come.
As the minutes ticked away, Mohammed says looters started using the hole to gain access. Once inside, they got underneath the fencing at the pharmacy counter. Mohammed Chippa, the owner, is devastated.
They got to look out for each other, and especially, I mean, this neighborhood for 32 years. So, I look out for them. They should definitely, no reason about it. They should be at least somebody shouldn't have come inside and take patient's prescription. It could be their grandmother, it could be their uncle, it could be the sister, it could be their brother. You're taking the medication, and they need their medications.
The thieves were in and out quickly and didn't get their hands on any narcotics. Those who had come outside to see what was going on were shocked anyone would do that to Chippa.
Give your shirt off his back. He really would. I mean, I've seen where people come in, they don't have enough money to catch the bus. We'll give them money to get on the bus. Why would you break into the store?
Maybe a question they never get an answer to.
What do you hope to gain? It's just not fair.
Chippa has a good attitude about it. He says he'll repair the damage and continue to help the community he's given so much to over the past 3 decades.
It could have been worse. Okay, whatever happened, it happened, but it could have been worse. And I thank God for it. Thank God.
Rochester police tell us their investigation is ongoing. Actually, within the last hour since we've been here, we've seen some police officers come and go, and a technician unit just showed up. Obviously, I think they're looking for any further surveillance video that they can find, any more witnesses that can shed some light on what happened here. So far, no arrests have been made. Live in Rochester, Jennifer Lukey, News 10 NBC.
Jennifer, thank you. New at 6, a Rochester man already serving a life sentence for murdering a teenage activist has been convicted of a new charge. Wyoming County prosecutors say it took the jury just 20 minutes to find Devontae Spencer guilty of gang assault, and promoting prison contraband. The 24-year-old is behind bars for shooting and killing Lawrence Richardson in 2012. While in prison at Attica, prosecutors say Spencer and 2 others brutally attacked another inmate. They plan to ask for life in prison at sentencing.
The Greecetown supervisor says he took his concerns over the historic flooding on Lake Ontario to the Vice President of the United States. Yesterday, during Mike Pence's visit in Buffalo, Bill Reilich says the two discussed the International Joint Commission's Plan 2014, which calls for higher highs and lower lows on Lake Ontario. Reilich has pushed to replace IJC board members with those who live on the south shore of the lake, where millions of dollars in damage was done to homes and businesses by the flooding. After meeting with the vice president, Reilich says he was told action would be taken on replacing the current board members.
Well, we do hope you got to spend some time outside today. This warmer weather is amazing. Hometown weather expert Samantha LaRocca joins us now.
And Samantha, we've had these above average temperatures. Is this going to continue for a while?
It is going to, all the way through to the weekend. We are seeing temperatures at least 10 degrees above where we should be for this time of year. We do have this area of high pressure and control of the weather. Moves in a clockwise motion, allowing winds from the south to be ushered in, and that's why we're seeing those above average temperatures. Also, we hit that high of 72 degrees for today, and that is, like I said, above average by about 10 degrees. Now, overnight tonight into tomorrow, those temperatures are going to be in the lower 50s. For the high, which is actually above average for this time of year. We have this nice clean sweep here on the satellite radar, and temperatures currently 70 degrees outside there. Those winds out of the south at 5 miles per hour. Overnight tonight into tomorrow, those temperatures in the 50s, and that's where we're going to start off our day. But a major warm-up for the weekend ahead. I'll have details about that coming up in my full forecast.
All right, thanks so much. The investigation is underway into what happened in the death of a Buffalo police diver, Craig Lehner. Lehner, a K-9 officer and member of the underwater recovery team, went missing last Friday during a training exercise in the Niagara River. His body was recovered yesterday. Buffalo police say the investigation is expected to take a while because his death was diving related. Police expect Lehner's funeral to be held sometime next week.
Unfortunately, when a member of the police fire communities die, it brings a large representation from outside the area, possibly thousands and thousands of people. So it is a large coordination effort.
Buffalo police are working with Lehner's family to make funeral arrangements. We have an update on Rochester's bid with Buffalo to get Amazon's second headquarters in western New York.
Plus, why a proposal to change broadband standards could leave parts of our area with poor internet service, and what one U.S. senator is doing to stop it. Next. New York City landmarks are going orange tonight as the proposal deadline nears for Amazon's second headquarters. According to the website Metro USA, at 9 p.m., the Empire State Building, the Times Square skyscraper, the One World Trade Center will all go Amazon orange. The city's mayor says the case for bringing HQ2 to New York City is simple because it's the global capital of commerce. Rochester teamed up with Buffalo in its bid to bring Amazon here. We just learned Greater Rochester Enterprise and Invest Buffalo Niagara has shipped their official bid and plan to Amazon for review.
New at 6, Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer says a new proposal would leave large parts of upstate New York with poor internet service. The Federal Communications Commission wants to change the definition of what qualifies as broadband internet service by lowering the minimum download speed. According to Syracuse.com, Schumer said this would allow internet service providers to avoid their responsibility to bring high-speed internet access to rural regions. He sent a letter to the FCC chairman today asking him to reject the proposal. Well, enjoy these dry fall days while they last because a cold front, it's moving in next week.
Samantha LaRocque has the details coming up next.
Now, your forecast with Samantha LaRocque, your hometown weather expert.
Well, good Wednesday night. Another beautiful day here with plenty of sunshine, dry conditions, hardly a cloud in the sky. As you can see, this is a time lapse from today, and it's looking like we'll continue to see those clear skies overnight tonight into tomorrow. You'll notice here a quick look at what we can expect over the next couple of days. Those above average temperatures continuing. Next chance of showers all the way out Monday. So we have a great weekend on tap for us before some cooler temperatures do return to the forecast. But today we hit that high of 72 degrees here in Rochester. And overnight tonight into tomorrow, we'll see those temperatures dip into the 50s. The weather watchers called in, and thank you for that. Greece at 72, City of Rochester 67, Soda 64, Springwater 65 degrees, and Ocean currently 68 degrees. The Futurecast is going to show that we are going to start off our day with temperatures in the 50s, those southwest winds. That's all due to this area of high pressure. Now, with the high pressure system moves in a clockwise motion, that's allowing those winds to be ushered in from the southwest. Today we saw wind gusts up to 20 miles per hour. Tomorrow we could still see gusty winds out of the southwest up to 30 miles per hour. We'll sit under clear skies tonight into tomorrow. Afternoon hours still looking at plenty of sunshine and dry conditions. A few clouds will pop up along the lakeshore though in the evening hours. Temperatures on Friday morning going to be in the 50s before we're going to be back into the upper 60s to low 70s for the high for our Friday afternoon. What to wear over the next couple of days? Well, in the morning hours we'll be in the 50s, so kind of chilly. Light jacket, short sleeve shirts by the afternoon hours as we're going to be in the upper 60s to low 70s, and definitely have those sunglasses handy because we'll be sitting under plenty of sunshine. If you are headed out pumpkin picking this weekend, definitely going to feel more like spring than fall. 75 degrees for Saturday and Sunday, 76 degrees with dry conditions, but we do have a slight chance in the evening hours for some rainfall on Sunday night. Now Monday we have that cold front moving through the region. We're still going to see temperatures 70 degrees for the high, but behind this front we're going to see cooler temperatures dropping into the lower 60s. Rain will be likely still for Tuesday, and also rain for Wednesday. I did mention a few flurries possible on Wednesday. It's looking like things are on the upside. It's looking like we're going to still stay in the mid 40s, so it would just be a wintry mix if anything. Most of us will be seeing rain though on Wednesday. Back to you guys at the desk.
All right, thanks so much. We have an update on the Olympic possibilities for Brian Giunta.
Plus, it's the part of the Bills experience that has the team's coach fired up for Sunday's game. It's next in sports.
Now from the Nissan Sports Desk, here's Rich Donnelly.
It is back to work for the Buffalo Bills. They host Tampa on Sunday. And if you listen to Sean McDermott talk enough times, you'll hear him say that he's fired up. Well, if you're one of the fans who goes to the Bills games and goes all out, well, pat yourself on the back. You are one of the precious few who's fired up the coach of the Bills.
There's no greater fans in the NFL than the fans of the Buffalo Bills, and we love playing in Western New York, and this is a unique setting, and I think everyone in here knows that. There's tradition here, and everything that happens pregame that leads to kickoff. Going over to that RV lot after, either before a game or after a game, there's some pretty special people out there.
Special is a good word for them. That RV lot is sold out for the next 3 home games. Sectionals begins on Friday, and before you head out to the games, make sure you watch Sectional Showdown tonight at 7:30. Breland Moore and I break down the brackets and get you ready for a wild couple weeks of high school football. The Olympics on the horizon. Brian Giunta made the Deutschland Cup. That is the only pre-Olympic tournament that the U.S. men's national team will be a part of. So good sign that you might make the Olympic team.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Thanks a lot.
Well, Halloween came early for some children in our area who can't go out trick-or-treating.
That's so right. Plus, a new leash on life. Why the Sheriff's Department says pairing dogs with inmates will help the community. That's next.
Imagine your life depending on someone's decision to donate their organs. That's the reality for plenty of people right here in Rochester. Hear one man's story. Plus, you might be surprised by the organ donor numbers in our area. Tomorrow morning on News 10 NBC Today.
New at 6, it's a new leash on life for unadoptable dogs. Today, the Monroe County Sheriff's Office announced a new partnership with the Humane Society of Greater Rochester and Lollipop Farm. Dogs who cannot be put in homes are matched with inmates at the Monroe Correctional Facility. Inmates were screened and received classroom instruction from the Humane Society on how to take care of the animals. The sheriff says the program benefits the community.
Inmate handlers learn to take responsibility for taking care of a dog and learning the specific job skills and life skills required in that. And the dogs become adoptable and hopefully find new homes and free up space in the shelters.
I didn't think he would adapt at first, but he's really came to his own like a dog at home, you know, meeting new people.
There are currently 13 inmates certified to take care of the dogs. Finally tonight, a Halloween party for children who can't go out and enjoy the holiday.
Today's Spirit of Children, a program that brings fun to kids in hospitals and Halloween, hosted a party for patients and their families at Golisona Children's Hospital. Volunteers from local Spirit Halloween stores brought costumes, games, and crafts for the kids.
It's so much fun because they're not expecting it, and then to be able to give them not only costumes but the arts and crafts and to have a day of fun, it's kind of indescribable.
Spirit is also raising money for Golisano by taking donations in stores and online. If you want to donate, just head to WHEC.com under web links.
Every kid should have a Halloween, right?
Absolutely. Our kids will probably be wearing coats over their costumes, right?
That's a potential.
Yeah. Thanks for making News 10 NBC your choice for news.
NBC Nightly News is next, and join us for News 10 NBC at 7. Good night.
Good night.